Hey everyone, it's Chris Loud. This painting is built almost entirely from acrylic skins, and I didn't really know what it was going to be when I started, but somewhere along the way it started to turn into a landscape. It actually reminded me a bit of the mountains in Telluride, Colorado. I wasn't using a reference photo, just letting it develop naturally. So in this video, we're building an intuitive abstract landscape using acrylic skins and just seeing where it goes. And before we get started, I want to say a quick thank you to Mandy and Steven for the super thanks and coffee support. Thank you both so much for your generous support. So this is really an intuitive abstract acrylic painting process, but instead of painting everything from scratch, I'm using acrylic skins to build the composition. So it's part painting, part collage, and part just responding to what's in front of me. If you're not familiar with acrylic skins, I do have another video where I go over what they are and how I make, use, and store them. I'll link to that in the description if you want to explore that a bit more. But basically, they're dried layers of acrylic paint that you can peel off your palette and reuse in your own work. Not all palettes are created in a way that's easy to peel the paint off, so I'll put the one that I use in the description below if you're interested in that. You could also do something like this exercise with scraps of paper and other materials as well, as opposed to acrylic skins. I just find acrylic skins so fun to use and trying to not waste that paint. So I started this on a repurposed 10 by 10 inch cradled wood panel and laid down a very thin layer of titanium white and then went over that again with a mix of titanium white and cerulean blue. That became my initial sky. It's kind of a simple starting point, but it gave me a nice soft background to work against and help everything feel a little more unified right from the beginning. And then from there, I started pulling out acrylic skins and thinking about composition, almost like putting together a puzzle. And honestly, I have so many acrylic skins at this point that I had them laid out all over my studio, just trying to see what I had to work with. It was kind of a mess, but also really helpful to have everything visible. So right now I'm just kind of laying things down. I'm not fixing anything to the surface, which I will do with some gel medium here shortly. One thing I would suggest when you do this that I completely forgot to do was if you do this, lay it out first before you fix it down, take a picture of it, because I pulled everything off and realized that I didn't have everything kind of laid out exactly, how it was sitting on the panel. So I had to kind of wing it a little bit. And overall, it looks very similar to what I had. And I actually think I like the version that I came up with and fixed down better than what I had. But it was, at first I'm looking at pieces going, I know this went somewhere. I'm just not exactly sure where it was laying. But like I said, just a little little tip. And at this stage, we're not trying to make a perfect landscape. We're just moving pieces around and kind of rotating them and layering them and seeing what feels right. So, some shapes start to suggest mountains, some feel more like foregrounds, and we just build from there. Already at this point, I'm starting to feel like, this looks like mountains. And when I laid them out initially, that was kind of what I was thinking, that they look like mountains, a few mountains kind of, some push back and some more in the foreground. One of the biggest benefits of working this way is that it changes how you think about painting. Instead of starting with a blank surface and trying to create everything from scratch, you're starting with existing shapes and then responding to them. That can take a lot of pressure off, especially if you tend to overthink your paintings. It also helps you see composition differently. You're not just placing brushstrokes, you're moving pieces around and rotating them and layering them and figuring out how they relate to each other, both in shape and size and color. It becomes more about problem solving and less about getting something right. Another thing I really like about this approach is that it encourages experimentation. Because these are acrylic skins, pieces you've already made. It feels a little less precious. You're more than willing to try something, move it, or even cover it up if it's not working. And that can lead to more interesting results because you're not holding back as much. This is also a great way to use materials you already have instead of letting those acrylic skins just sit around, or a lot of people just throw them away. You're giving them a second life and building something new out of them. And I think that's part of what makes this fun. It feels a little bit like discovery. You're not entirely sure what the painting is going to be when you start, and you kind of uncover it as you go along. So by this point, I'm already, feeling pretty comfortable that I've got some mountains here, and this is where the Telluride started to really creep in a little. Telluride's one of my favorite places. I go to a film festival there every year, and those mountain shapes were kind of in the back of my mind as I was working. As I was putting these down, that's what it started reminding me of. And again, I wasn't trying to paint a scene from Telluride specifically, but it gave me a loose sense of direction as things started to come together. So at this point, I need something to unify everything. And even though that initial sky layer is already there, I came back in and started adjusting it a bit more. That original mix of titanium white and cerulean blue gives us a base, but refining it later helps everything settle in and feel more cohesive with all the collage elements. So even though this is largely built from acrylic skins, that painted sky plays an important role in tying everything together. It creates a bit of breathing room in the painting, especially compared to all the layered texture from the skins. One thing I wanted to experiment with here was layering the acrylic skins a little more than I normally do. So this piece has a bit more thickness and texture than some of my other work. That added physical depth becomes part of the composition, not just something visual. We're not just creating the illusion of depth, we're actually building it. And I did add a tiny bit of cobalt blue to that cerulean blue and titanium white, so you can see that the sky, the upper portion of that sky is a little bit darker, and that's the area that I was adding that cobalt blue. And then I'm going to come in here with a black fine liner pen to reinforce some edges and create a bit of structure. Before I brought that in, I was trying to do the same thing with this tiny brush that I had, and just was really not able to get the same effect that I wanted to. So I will come in with a pen here in a minute. And this helps tie everything together and give some definition to some of the shapes. Little separation between the lighter portions of the mountain and the sky. Another thing I really like about working this way is that it encourages experimentation. Because we're using acrylic skins, pieces we've already made, it feels a little less precious. We're more than willing to try something and move it and even cover it up if it's not working. And that can lead to more interesting results because we're not holding back as much. This is also a great way to use materials we already have. Instead of letting those acrylic skins just sit around or get thrown away, we're giving them a second life and building something new out of them. And it really becomes a process of discovery. We're not entirely sure what the painting is going to be when we start, but we kind of uncover it as we go. This is also a really nice way to bridge abstract and representational painting. If you've ever wanted to move towards something more recognizable but weren't sure how, this gives you a really approachable way to do that. And the abstract shapes are, they're already there. We're just nudging them into a certain direction. So it takes a little bit of the pressure off. It also slows us down in a different way. even though we're not painting everything from scratch, we're making a lot of small decisions, placement and overlap and balance, and those decisions really shape the final piece. So at the end here, I'll show some close-ups along with the final version of the piece after I spent a little more time with it off camera. I made a few small tweaks, nothing major, but just enough to help everything come together. And even though this is a landscape, I still like to rotate it and look at it in different orientations. Some of those actually feel more abstract and interesting in a different orientation and a different direction, which is something I always like to explore. And if you enjoy working this way, more intuitive, more exploratory, I do have my 50 abstract warm-up painting prompts. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check that out. So these little strips that I'm putting down right now, and I had to go back after this off camera and tweak those just a little bit. I had to slice those a little bit with a scalpel just to get those thin little layers. So here's some close-ups. You can see some of the textures there. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. And if you have any questions or feedback, I'd love for you to leave me a comment. I'll also leave the tools and materials I used in the description below if you're interested in those. So thanks for watching, and keep on painting.